Take one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I can tell when a John got jabbed by Jezebel. You can't beat the house. You can't beat the house. Tell the man somebody you can't beat the house. When these home dogs get lucky with dough, blow it on the rooster, the girls a smoky roll. You can't beat the house. You can't beat the house. Now tell the man somebody you can't beat the house. Don't buy it in here. It's all skin games and jelly roll, red eye and beer. All as mean as rat snakes, all got knives in their boots. Even the piano player, man, he don't care who he shoots. See that little home wrecker in the back room? She'll pick your pocket with a pet raccoon. You can't beat the house. You can't beat the house. Tell the man somebody you can't beat the
Said, is it raining where you are? And she knew he was calling from his car. There was all kinds of static on the line. And she wondered how far he'd gone this time. Her heart swings open like a banging door. She says, I can't do this anymore. I'll dry up and disappear if you don't get me out of here. This used to be the promised land. Take my hand on the road to no town. He says I'm doing all I can. The word words of every married man. What started out so full of hope is now the wrong end of the telescope. This used to be the promised land. Here we stand on the road to no town. Now the factories are all gone to Eastern Europe or Taiwan. She says she's barely holding on to who she was. Heartache is as heartache does. She tells him she's too tired to shout, but the signal's cutting in and out. Me and my sisters, we made all kinds of plans. Next thing you know, we're all pushing prams. This used to be the promised land, holding hands on the road to no town. Road to no town. She was the youngest of 4 daughters, and she married way too fast. In the days when vows were iron and you had to make them last. But her father was a bruiser, and he bruised them twice a week. She couldn't live the life her mother had and turn the other cheek. So when she turned 16, she started counting off the days till she could find herself a husband and finally get away. He was a farmer with big farmer's hands, and she met him at a dance. She set her sights upon him, and he never stood a chance. She thought the price of being choosy was to live upon the shelf, and she thought he'd do the job as well as anybody else. And when they both stood at the altar, he said he'd never let her down. He had a farm and 40 acres either side of the road to 5 Mile town. The first year the river burst its banks and half the countryside was drowned. All the food that he had planted lay and rotted in the ground. And he'd come home at night exhausted and lie dead between the sheets. And she'd lie all night and listen to the roaring of the beasts. And it was dark as being lost and never found. You wouldn't even know your eyes were closed or open on the road to 5 Mile town. there was no one else around. On a steamed up kitchen window, looking out on the road to 5 Mile Town.
They had a last supper the day of the beaching. She's a dead ship sailing, skeleton crew. The galley is empty, the stovepots are cooling, with what's left of a stew. The time is approaching, the captain moves over. The hangman steps in to do what he's paid for. With the wind and the tide, she goes proud ahead steaming, and he drives her hard into the shore. So far from the climb, together we ride. We did ride. As if to a wave, from her bows to her rudder, bravely she rises to meet with the land. Under their feet they all feel her keel shudder. The shallow sea washes their hands. Later the captain shakes hands with the hangman and climbs slowly down to the oily wet ground. Goes back to the car that has come here to take him through the graveyard and back to the town. They pull out her cables and hack off her hatches, too poor to be wasteful with pity or time. They swarm on her carcass with torches and axes, like a whale on the bloody shoreline. Stripped off her pillars, her staves and her stanchions, when there's only her bones on the wet poison land. Steel ropes will drag her with the winches and engines, till there's only a stain on the sand.